Yo, what's going on, boys? Collision Works here. Welcome to our U-Trips Madden 25 guide. This is going to be the start of our Patriots Playbook breakdown. Today, guys, we're mainly just going to be talking about the Y-off trips Pats, but in the future, I plan to do a small bunch video as this Patriots bunch isn't the best, but it's definitely not to be overlooked when you're running this offense. If you guys are also interested in any type of trips tight end guide, I may add to it, but we also have our run and gun video that we made that you guys can also check that out and see some of our setups that will still apply to this offense as well here in the Patriots scheme. So without any further ado, boys, let's go ahead and hop into U-Trips here and get this guide underway. Hope you guys enjoy, and if you guys have any questions, just let me know down in the comments or over in the Discord. Let's begin. All right, guys, so to begin, we're going to be using Scat. We're going to be talking about Scat. You guys know this is one of my favorite stock plays in the game. Before we begin, also with coaching adjustments, I want to go ahead and emphasize that I have auto flip off and then auto baseline will be on. I am going to be running zone drops just because that's what I see more of, but I will be talking about match. I will also be talking about just base zones, so don't feel like we're going to be skipping through anything. All of this stuff will still be covered, but for the start, I'm just going to go ahead and have my purple set to 5 because I feel like that's what majority of players are running right now. So let's go ahead and begin against cover 3 here with Scat. Now, guys, to start, I do want to say, with U-Trips, I'm typically going to be running this with my running back on the short side of the field. So don't, feel like we're going to be changing it up too much. We're going to be kind of giving that same look throughout this scheme. For this setup, boys, all we're going to do is go put our tight end here on an out route, and then we're going to go ahead and streak B. This is going to give us a nice flood against cover 3 on the right side while still having a really nice underneath option with our running back and an inside option with X. This wheel by the running back, you guys are going to see, he runs so nice underneath. It's kind of like a table that turns into a wheel, and this can be an absolute game changer for you, especially when you're running it on the short side of the field. If they're not putting a man assignment on this guy and they're just leaving stock zones, you guys see this is a 5-yard zone drop purple, and that X receiver is pulling him inside, allowing our wheel to get even more open to the sideline, and he's kind of running that wheel real low underneath so we can kind of keep this in a safe throw area behind the line of scrimmage where we can just get, easy little chunk yards extremely consistently, not unless they're going to be trying to man him up and adjusting to it. Here on the right side, though, like we said, if they're going to be running zone drops here, obviously the safety is kind of over the top. They're probably not going to be running a zone on that side of the field. They're going to have to keep him low if they want that zone drop to play. So I'll go ahead and flip this here. If that tight end isn't an option for you underneath, though, you're going to have your corner here that you can just kind of pass lead down. We don't need to free form, don't need to go crazy with this. Just a simple left stick pass lead kind of down and to the outside so nobody's in that area of the field. If they want to have this 5-yard zone drop on their safety, though, I mean, that's fine. We can still just throw this corner. It doesn't really matter. We just got to watch out for the switch stick, of course. But, we can throw left. We can throw right. If they were to go ahead and play just like a stock cover 3, I'll go ahead and reset the play here, and that purple kind of plays over the top. We can go ahead and just throw our out route here, like I said, and just take your easy little chunk yardage. Like I said earlier, underneath is really going to be your bread and butter in this offense. It's definitely, in my opinion, more of a passive kind of West Coast style where you're going to go slow and then kind of work your way upfield and then kind of help open up over the top plays, bigger plays, that type of stuff. But for Scat, just a nice little underneath play that we can use, and X is going to do a really good job getting open as well. If they want to user that vertical hook that we just threw at and they kind of want to play the right side of the field, or they want to play the running back, we can go ahead and leave X on his stock play, or we can put him on a drag, something like this. That way he can get to the inside. That way we can still throw Y, and then if they want to user the running back, we still have our X in that middle of the field. Obviously he's covered by the CPU. Play I'm talking about here with this drag is if they want to take that user and play the running back, and then that vertical hook seam is open, we can go ahead and hit our drag. So that's really it for Scat. If we want to run this against cover 4, we can. If we want to run it against cover 2, we can. It's kind of one of those everything beaters that I try not to say too much because I don't like that name, but it's a good play. This is it against cover 4 with the 5-yard zone drop. You guys see we can still hit our wheel. Just a really solid play. Kind of one of my more base plays that I like to run is this will kind of help get the game started for us. And it's just really passive. It's safe. We got a lot of options all over the field against zone. I'm not going to do a whole breakdown again against cover 4 just because it's really all the same. Here it is against cover 2 drop. Same setup. We're not changing anything here. You guys see that cloud. If he's not playing a hard flat, this wheel, this kind of table wheel is going to do a great job getting open underneath as well. So go ahead, snap this here. You guys see, you know, this corner, I know we waited super late to throw it, but it's just not, you know, our preferred play against cover 2, but it can still get the job done. So is it the best against cover 2? Not necessarily, but still can do pretty good. Let's go ahead and do cover 2 again right here. Try and throw that out route if you want a little quicker, if they're in that cloud, and you know, get some options. So let's go ahead and move on from Scat. Sorry, I kind of banked on this play for so long. It's just something I like to start the game out with, and I wanted you guys to see what looks you can get against it, primarily against zone. Up next, fellas, we're going to be talking about Y option wheel. Guys, this play is it's pretty solid. It's not something I'm calling all the time. It's very similar to like our old wide receiver out setup from strong close, if you guys remember the wheel and the flat. What we're going to be doing this primarily against is going to be like cover 3 and cover 4 zone. So what we're going to try and do is attack the underneath. We're going to go ahead and put RB here on a hitch, then we're going to go ahead and put B here on an out route. Finally, we're going to go ahead and motion our tight end to the short side of the field, put him on a flat. So this is going to be your play art. Going to have our tight end pulling that purple to the sideline, getting our wheel open on the inside. You guys see this wheel's a lot skinnier. He's going to kind of be running more into the seam. If the user wants to follow that wheel, our post is going to get wide open down the middle, okay? Let's go ahead and talk about this here instead of, you know, blabbering on. Right here, running back, wide open inside the seam. Easy, easy throw. If we want to go ahead and just reset the play, run our base zone drops, so just a standard curl flat, you guys are going to be able to see what this looks like. This hitch and out route on the right side against cover 4 is incredible. Also really good against cover 3. I'll go ahead and show the wheel one more time against just a stock purple. Might want to wait, you know, if you really want to hit it, you're going to have to wait for it to develop. Obviously, though, right there, we can just hit our tight end in the flat and then go ahead, go upfield. We don't need to wait for that wheel if we see that the tight end is open. Right here on the right side of the field, though, we know that in this cover 4, because we know it's cover 4, this hot backer on the right, he's going to be in the purple. So since we know he's really out of position, we can just snap throw this to the sideline, get our easy, you know, 5 yards right there. I think we're out of bounds, but still, just to give you an idea of what we can throw, that's going to be an option for us. So again, you know, if they're in a cover 3 or cover 4, this hitch and out combo can be really good. Kind of against this type of out route. Since they've changed out routes now, I don't pass lead. Don't use the left stick on this throw. Just hold B, get that bullet, and you know, allow him to, you know, get himself open. I'll go ahead and flip this so you guys can see what this purple is going to look like as that, you know, or on that out route side, so you guys can see. May not, you know, exactly be an option for you, but in this area of the field, that hitch is going to pull down that yellow, and that's going to allow our post to get open over the top of him. So again, go ahead, bring our tight end over, put him on the flat, go ahead, have our hitch out combo here, and you know, we see that yellow on the right is going to kind of get pulled by the hitch, and we can go ahead and hit our post down the middle. Obviously, when we're throwing down the middle, guys, this is going to be the usered area. But if you're using or going up against somebody who's switch stick and they're trying to get to the outside where this wheel is, or they're trying to get to the outside where this hitch is, anything like that, we have options on both sides of the seams where we have, you know, our hitch, we have our wheel, we have 2 underneath options with our flat and our out. And then if we see the user patrolling the outside, we can go ahead and attack deep down the middle with our post. So this is Y option. Again, against cover 3, you guys are going to see it's pretty much going to be the same exact look. Now, I know in 3-3 cover 3, we have this 3-rec hook in the middle, so it may look a little different, but, you know, more often than not, you guys are you know, it's going to be the same look. So let me see. Why is my play not updating? There we are. So here it is against cover 3. Go ahead, snap the ball here. You guys see we can go ahead, attack the seam quickly if they're in that zone drop. If they're not in the zone drop, we'll go ahead, attack the flat with the tight end. And then, you know, same look here against cover 3 with that post. We'll go ahead and set this up one more time. Here's your play art, cover 3. And then we can go ahead and strike this down the middle, little pass lead down and then to the right there. Threw a terrible pass, but you guys see that portion of the field where we can get in between that middle third and outside third. It's going to be a nice soft spot where we can go ahead and, you know, place this in right in this area of the field. So just keep this in mind. It's a nice little basic play that we can mix in, kind of move our players around, give us a new look, and kind of make the defense adjust, you know, accordingly. So that's it for Y option wheel. Again, this is kind of just for cover 3, cover 4. And yeah, boys, let's go get to the next setup. Guys, if you do not like motioning the tight end on this play and you still just want to add this type of hitch and out combination, this is where I really like the stutter curl seam. This is going to be a really good base crossing route that we're going to be getting out of the tight end. Obviously, guys, for this scheme, I like to have a more vertical threat tight end, somebody that can almost play like a receiver, somebody who's a little quicker. So if you guys are playing, you know, regs or mutt, just know I kind of put an emphasis on that in this offense because he's playing on the line. I need my tight end to move rather quickly, you know, against defenses. So for this setup, guys, like I said, we're going to keep that same hitch and out combo on the right side of the field. But now what we're going to do is go ahead and streak X here on the left, and we have this nice flood concept. If you want the tight end to be a little further away from the running back, I would go ahead and put your running back here on a table or a flat route. That way there's just a little more distance. Your running back isn't going to go up and then out. He's just going to go to the sideline straight from the break. So again, what we're going to have here is our out route and our hitch right here to the right. If they don't have a zone in that area of the field and you guys see those two high safeties, you know it's going to be a deep zone on the right without that purple. We can go ahead and throw our out. And then, you know, later as this play develops, you guys are going to see if I can go and get my play art to work. This tight end crosser is going to do a great job if they have those low zone drops as well. We got a nice little area of the field that we can go ahead and attack with this, you know, table pulling that purple. And if they want to go ahead and run base zone drops, we'll go ahead and reset our play here. You guys are going to see we can easily just hit our running back underneath. So go and snap the ball. We see that purple's playing off. You know, we can go ahead and get our easy 4 yards there, maybe make a move. If you guys have a power back, you guys can go ahead and lay his ass out. We can go ahead and get our easy, you know, easy yards underneath. So here it is against cover 3 now. You know, against, you know, no match against base zone, you're really going to get that same look with cover 3 and cover 4. We talk about it a lot here on the channel. Obviously, you know, this crosser could be switch sticked, so just keep this in mind. If you guys want something on the back end, that's understandable. But for that type of stuff, if you wanted like a drag or a slant coming from the right side of the field, we're going to be talking about that later, so I wouldn't add it to stutter curl. But just know we'll be covering that as well if you guys aren't a fan of this you know, hitch and out combination. But yeah, this is it also against cover 3 or cover 4. I like to have this play in this video in case you don't like the Y option setup, but I think both are very good against these coverages. I think you guys are going to be able to apply them both effectively. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on here to cover 2 and talk about tight end whip. Alrighty guys, so going up against cover 2, plays we're going to be talking about are tight end whip and Y out. To start, we'll go ahead and get Y out of the way. I know we said we'd talk about tight end whip, but Y out is our more deeper running play against cover 2, and I just want to get that out of the way to begin. So Tampa 2, I'm going to run this out of the nickel just because the 3-3 cover 2 drop, the match goes crazy, and we're just not going to talk about it in this video. We're going to talk about just cover 2 here out of the nickel over. So Y out is the play, again, running back on the short side. Fellas, for this setup, all we're going to be doing here is putting our tight end on a post, and then we're going to go ahead and streak X. If you do not like this out route by the running back, you can put him on a table, completely up to you. I'll go ahead and do it just for the sake of the video. Gentlemen, what we're looking for here is our streak on X to go ahead and pull that deep half. This is going to allow us to have kind of a two-way deep threat with our tight end and our backside post by B. So we'll go ahead and snap the ball here and display what we're talking about. You guys see, we're going to be able to go ahead and freeform our tight end post underneath. And if we don't have that, if they want to switch stick or, you know, they just want to user the post by the tight end, we can go ahead and hit B here deep down the middle as well. So you guys see on that last play, we had our A tight end get open, but on this play as well, if that user, let's say 29, is going with that tight end, we'll be able to go ahead and hit our B post like we just did deep down the middle. Like I said, obviously in this situation, we should be throwing our tight end every single time, but if they want to user 29 and follow the tight end, we'll have our, you know, receiver here down the middle that we can throw. So it's a nice play to have. If you guys are playing against the CPU, you're obviously probably going to be throwing the tight end more often, but if you guys are going up against a user, you can go ahead and throw B as long as that user's following your tight end. So right here, we'll go ahead and throw. Unfortunately, we get pressured, but you guys see tight end gets open again. I'll go ahead and show this one more time here just with the pressure disabled. So I'll go ahead and just spy two of these guys so you guys just can see how this play can connect with our tight end. Right here, like so. Get our nice throw underneath, and we're able just to get a nice big chunk play. Now on the right side as well, you do have your wheel, which can be good. I feel like last year I would have liked this play a little better with the wheel. I feel like the wheels don't run as good or as effective in this game, but I will go ahead and show that again. I will just go ahead and spy the defensive line. That way I'm not pressured, and you guys can just see how RB will develop, and you guys can try and just throw this to the right side of the field. But without like a velocity ability, the game's just a little different this year. So, if they want to switch stick on that safety, you guys will know you'll have that wheel if they want to follow the post with the safety. But just know, I don't think I'm going to be staring down the wheel like I would in years past. But still, it's an option. Switch stick can make that wheel get wide open if they want to play the strong safety, or switch to him rather, and play the middle of the field. That wheel is a great route to have. And yeah, it just gives us another option depending on where they want to go with their user. So that's really what I'm using that wheel for. That's going to be it for Y out against cover 2. Let's go talk about tight end whip. Alrighty guys, now tight end whip, if I can find it here against cover 2. What we're going to be doing for this setup, guys, is we're going to go ahead and streak our RB receiver, and then we're going to go ahead and drag B. So what we're doing here is we're just kind of having ourselves a high-low with our tight end. He's going to run kind of this whip, which is kind of going to delay him a bit. And what that's going to do is that's going to allow our post to develop on the left side. And then by the time they're both to that side of the field, we'll have our option of what we want to throw against cover 2. So right here, we see we can go ahead and just hit our whip underneath, get our easy yards. If we want this play to develop, if we think they're going to be running like a hard flat, let's say, so I'll go ahead and just shade the coverage underneath. Go do the same setup here. It's just a streak and a drag. If they want to go ahead and take away our tight end, we can go ahead and throw our post to this right side as well. So try to make a move, get our easy yards. And as well as, we have stuff in the middle. If they want to kind of user to the outside or play deep down the middle, we're going to have this drag. We're going to have this out route that we can run as well. So let's say there's not a user in this area of the field. We can go ahead and throw our drag where 29 would have been going upfield. We have this drag open down the middle. So just to give you guys an idea of what I'm talking about here, I hate to stay in instant replay, but if this user here wants to play the post, which he should, we'll go ahead and have our drag wide open in this area of the field and get ourselves our easy little yards. And, if we see that they're in the cloud, we can be disciplined. Like I said, in this offense, you got to take the underneath when it's given to you and go ahead and, get our catch with the running back, get our easy yards. If you want to put them on a table, you can. This could be your play art with a table route. We see they're in a cloud. Go ahead, dump this underneath. Go ahead, get your easy 5-yard gain. So that's going to be it for tight end whip, guys. It's decent. It's not bad. We're just really utilizing or trying to attack rather these clouds and make them, shake up their scheme a little bit. If they want to sit and cover 2 with clouds, we can easily expose that with the underneath, get these high lows, get these floods going and attack it. Again, you can still run scat against cover 2. We have tight end whip. We have Y out. So we have a deep threat as well. So yeah, boys, that's going to be it for tight end whip against cover 2. Let's go ahead and move on. Actually, real quick, I want to go back to cover 3 just to show you guys our bomb play because I forgot to mention that during the setups. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way as well, and then we'll go ahead and move on to match coverage. Alrighty, guys, now bombing cover 3. Play we're going to be talking about here is going to be the deep slot curl. We have a double comeback here, which is nice. I don't even know if this play was in Pat's U-Trips last year. I'm not entirely sure, but it's in it this year, and it's really good, really helpful. Alrighty, guys, now our cover 3 bomb against, or using comebacks, or deep slot curl, whatever it's called. Guys, all we're going to be doing for this setup is putting our tight end here on a post. Unfortunately, though, for this bomb, we are going to have to stem him up. And because I have 2 controllers in, my graphics won't, move the stem with me. So I'll go ahead and reset my play art here, and you guys see that's a little too deep. I try to do it about 6 or 7 more yards than what the stock is around this portion. All we're going to do now, guys, is go ahead and put RB here on a streak, and then our running back, we can block him, we can put him on a flat, we can put him on a Texas. I really like Texas routes against users if I'm playing online because they always bite back down, and it's going to help keep the user in the middle low part of the field. It's just going to allow our, our bomb to get open over the top because we don't have to worry about a user. So what this play is going to look like here is if you have the middle third on the short side of the field, we can get this easy bomb here to our tight end. If they have the middle third on the strong safety, there's a chance if you have speed that your RB streak can get open as well. So that's why I have the streak on this play from RB. Let me go ahead and stem my tight end up a little bit. Is that too deep? It'd be fine. But, if they were to have, let's say the defense flipped here and that middle third is on the right, there's a chance that we, can get our seam bomb here from the right side if that comeback on the right were to pull down the third. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. Just going to be completely honest. But stock, not changing anything else, just the deep post, the streak, and the Texas. You guys see, do we have the opportunity to go bomb this here? No, so we can go and throw our comeback. So I know this is kind of like, you know, collision, what the hell is this? But dude, sometimes that streak can just get wide open as long as you have speed. So I just wanted to include it. But the post by the tight end is just, you know, it's going to beat it pretty much every single time, just because we have this comeback on the short side. And we have this streak here as well that middle third needs to consider to help kind of keep him in the middle of the field. So, you know, again, we'll go ahead and just show the tight end here as, you know, 83 Micah Parsons is just doing the Lord's work here. Run this back. That streak is important because that keeps that middle third, you know, kind of stuck in between them, helps get our tight end open. So is it the sexiest play? It's not the sexiest play. You know, there's other things we can add to this. Like if we know we wanted a bomb and we knew like they were in a 5-yard zone drop, you guys could easily add like a streak and C route combination. I call this the Musty combo in the Discord because of our boy Musty. Shout out to Musty. But this can work as well if you guys know, you know, they're in like a 5-yard purple. You just got to wait for this, you know, C route to develop. There you go. And that's going to be an option for you. Obviously, if they have a deep zone drop, don't throw this, bro, because it's going to be bagged. But, you know, it just kind of adds another option for you to hit underneath, or you can just hit your comeback. I'm going to quit rambling. This was it for deep slot curl comebacks, whatever we want to call it. Let's go ahead and move on, boys. Go ahead and talk about, I don't know if I want to talk about man or match. I guess we can talk about palms real quick. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about palms. I'm going to go ahead and put auto flip on, auto alignment, turn off these guys so we can get the match principles. Is match still broken? I really haven't played in a bit, fellas. I really haven't. I apologize. But tight end whip is absolutely going to dominate palms here. Now, guys, what we're going to do against palms with tight end whip is, honestly, all we're going to do is streak RB. What's going to happen here is because this tight end is on a delay, this quarter flat is going to match to him late. So what you're going to see here is this purple on the right, this quarter flat. He's going to go ahead, play Thomas in the seam. Then he's going to bite down on Ingram as he comes back to the sideline. What this is going to do is once that purple bites down to Ingram, the responsibility of the streak is going to be on Derwin James in that inside quarter. But Brian Thomas is going to be long gone. So you guys are going to see right here, we can go ahead and just freeform this to the outside every single time. This works in game as well. This isn't just one of those plays that works in practice mode, doesn't work in game. I can go ahead and show an in-game screenshot as well. I can boot up a game here in a moment and show it to you. But against palms, this is going to work every single time. If you don't have speed, for example, like let's say you're doing like a franchise comp league rebuild, you don't have speed, you can put him on a corner if you want, something like this. You're still going to get that same look, and you can just go ahead and throw this to the you know, the sideline. So if you have speed, obviously the streak will be fine. But if you don't, you can also run a corner. We're really just utilizing this whip to go ahead and, you know, beat the palms deep. But for an actual like palms like concept beater, we can go ahead and stay in tight end whip. But for this play, what we're going to do here, let me go ahead and grab my notes because I can't remember what I put my slot on. Right, slant. But what you're going to do for just beating palms traditionally is you're going to go ahead and run your tight end on an out route. You could probably run this out of like Y out as well. Yeah, let's do it out of Y out. That's actually better because we already have like the tight end on the out route. So this is going to be out of Y out, not tight end whip. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and stem our tight end so he's about, you know, a 10-yard break. So something like this. That way we can get that quarter to match to him. We're going to go ahead and pair this with a slant from the slot receiver and a streak to B. So what we're going to try to target here is X, our post, down the kind of middle right of the field, and then we have potential to get our slant open as well on the back end of the play. So against palms, we'll go ahead and snap the ball here. You guys see that safety is going to go ahead and play our tight end. This is going to allow our post to get open down the right side of the field, try to make a move, try to go get 7. But if that's not an option, if they're going to play that, they're going to, you know, follow that with their user, we can also hit our slant as well. So again, with X out or Y out, sorry about that. Again, is just have our tight end on about like a 10-yard out break. That way that quarter will match to him. Again, you're just slanting and streaking. So stem, slant, streak. Go ahead and snap this again. If X isn't an option for you, we can go ahead and try and freeform this guy late. But, oh, he didn't match there. Sorry, I didn't have my tight end on a deep enough out route. Go ahead and run this back with Y out. Go ahead and make sure that that tight end is on that, you know, stemmed out route. That way that safety matches to him. go ahead and throw our slant here and just make sure you guys are really, potentially free-forming it or at least pass leading it. That way, we're never going to get picked in this type of situation. If you guys even want to put your tight end on a corner, you probably can. Something like this, if that stem is just a little more annoying to you, you guys can do something like this. I just feel like that out route, it's just nice because it just gets the defense out of the way. So while that post is going upfield, that out route is just cutting it off and going to the outside. Just think that's a little better. And, when you don't have the stem route, like graphic glitch, it's just easier to do. And yeah, you guys see we got a lot of options here right there. I mean, Trayvon Diggs kind of bagged him, but at least we have our slant open as well in that area of the field. We can go ahead and, pass lead that to the outside to try and give him a better chance to catch that contested ball. So that's it for Palms, guys, at least for now. I'll probably add more when I get the time here on the Discord, or if something is absolutely incredible, I'll add it here to the YouTube shorts as well. So let's go ahead and move on to man coverage. Alrighty, guys, now let's go and talk about man coverage. I don't think in the multiple I have double A gap, which is lame, but I'll still tell you guys how to block it, how we can go about it. How can I can probably mimic it a bit in 3-3 Cub. I'll still tell you guys the blocking formula. It's pretty straightforward. But against this, guys, we're going to be running curl flats. Or the entirety of the plays we're going to be calling are going to be curl flats, wide receiver corners, and whip against 2-man. So to start here against 0, I'll go ahead and run Mike Blitz here, and we'll talk about curl flats and wide receiver corner. So I'm going to go ahead and put wide receiver corner here in the offense of audibles, and we'll go ahead and come out in curl flat. All right, guys, so for setup 1, all we're going to be doing here is against double A gap. Again, I know this is 3-3 Cub, but we can still kind of get that same look. What you're going to see here is against double A gap, user's probably going to hover here. You're going to have another linebacker here. Guys, what I like to do against double A gap is I will go ahead and put there's kind of multiple ways we can go about this, but we can go ahead and put the 2 or the double man assignment on the user. You guys see right now I'm on the D tackle. If I go to the left, I'm on that linebacker. But if I go ahead and go up, the 2-man graphic removes itself because of that check graphic, but that's going to be on top of the user. So I can go ahead and hit A here. As you guys see, that double team prompt is still on the right side of the screen. I can go ahead and double team the user. What that's going to do is that's going to go ahead and bring more O linemen to the middle of the line. That way we can try to plug that double A gap. That's one way you can go about it. Another way you can go about it, guys, is simply just full slide to the right and then ID opposite. You can also block your tight end if you want. You can block your running back. I would block somebody if you're going to be doing the sliding, just because you absolutely have to. Sometimes, though, it can get a little buggy when you are full sliding and then blocking with the running back. You guys see the running back wants to block the end, but then the linebacker comes in free. That's very problematic. So just find a system that works for you depending on the adjustments they're doing. We can always motion snap as well. In CFB, one of the things I really like to do was a motion snap, where I would go ahead and bring this receiver through, snap the ball, and then he'll go ahead and plug that A gap as well. So when I'm doing a motion snap, I'm not going to be sliding. I just don't. You could potentially, do that double team assignment on the user, but if they're going to be mugging and doing all that, guys, I typically am not going to be doing a slide. I'm just going to go ahead and let him, let this receiver do the work inside that A gap of the the line, where he can go and pick up that defensive tackle. Again, I know this isn't double mug, but you guys see how we're picking this up, and this is what you guys are going to see me run online when you guys watch our gameplays. So this is what I like to do. Again, if you're going to be sliding, I'd recommend you block somebody and ID the opposite side of the slide. You can double team the user who's mugging the A gap if he's in the middle. Where this blitz gets complicated, though, is what if they go ahead and move their user to the right side of the line? Now they're mugging the right side. It's a hard blitz to stop. We need to know all of the ways we can block it. That way, all the ways that they're going to set it up can be countered. Don't forget your motion snap receiver. That is my personal favorite method, because to me, that is the most consistent method at blocking it. But we have multiple options here, so don't panic. Try them all out, lab them yourself, see what you're comfortable with, and you will begin to decimate this defense. So let's go ahead and talk about actual zero coverages now. I'm going to go ahead and get my user here on the D-line. That way, everybody will actually play what they should. Now, curl flats, guys. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to go ahead and smart route my post. This isn't as good as it was last year. If you guys remember, he would burn his man receiver every single time, but it's still good. You guys can stem this if you want. You can really do whatever you want. I just have the muscle memory to smart route it, so that's what I do. We're going to go ahead and block the running back here. For this example, I'll go ahead full slide, and then we see that the running back is playing that left side blitzer. Now we're going to go ahead and run a double streak where we're going to have our X receiver on a streak, or a slant, sorry, double slant, where we're going to have our X receiver on a slant, tight end on a slant. B, I would recommend putting him on a streak or a drag. That's really just to get that corner out of the way. That way, you know, we'll have our slant. If he beats his man, he's got a wide open lane, you know, to run with. So we'll go ahead, snap this here. You guys see we're able to pick up, I mean, we tried to pick up the pressure. Cisco came through clean, but it's okay. It's a little fluke. We can live with a little fluke time to time. So again, just a double slant, get a little drag here, snap the ball, able to pick it up that time, go ahead, hit our drag here underneath. Right there, everybody got absolutely caged, and that's what I want to talk about. So if we want to put all of our money that we are trying to attack this post, guys, we got to be careful with who we are blocking, because depending on who we're blocking here, like the running back, that safety is going to drop back into a middle third. So if this is, you know, a problem for you, go ahead and block your tight end, because if we were to do something like this, for example, where we go ahead, block the tight end and ID opposite, we don't need to slide here, we're going to see that this safety who's on the tight end, he'll be dropping into the middle third, but then we can go ahead and attack here with like a corner route from the running back. Now, I know something like this, you're going to need an apprentice. I know that kind of sucks, but it's so damn good. It's what I do, and it's just how I'm going to be writing up this play. So this is something I would recommend against something like zero. Again, if you're blocking the tight end, I wouldn't necessarily slide here. Just ID opposite, and you should be good. Right now, practice, it doesn't want to ID that linebacker. Really doesn't matter. We're still okay. We can go ahead and hit our slant here with a nice little, you know, pass lead, or we can hit our drag underneath. We just have a lot of options. This running back corner, it's been a beautiful addition to the game. It's nasty, absolutely nasty. And yeah, boys, this is it. If you guys want to put, you know, the RB on a slant or a drag, feel free to mix it up. Hell, if you want to put them on a corner, you probably can. We're kind of just freestyling here, but you guys see, as long as we have man-beating concepts everywhere, dude, we're going to be fine. Especially if we're picking up the blitz, we're going to be okay. And if they're running some, you know, double mug garbage, guys, if we're picking it up, we can also just roll out, you know, so we have options. Don't get tilted by the blitz. A lot of guys do. A lot of people will quit the game. Don't do it. Chill out. We can blitz. We can pick it up. We can beat it. We're going to be fine. That's it for curl flats. Let's go talk about wide receiver corner. Guys, if you guys are going up against somebody who is like dog water at running man blitzes, but they're still committed to it, wide receiver corner is going to be the move. So again, I'll go ahead and run Mike Blitz here, because we're just talking about beating man. This stuff is going to be universal, you know, depending on what man coverage they're in. So don't feel like you got to, you know, completely, you know, or don't feel like I have to run double mug. It's just, we're talking about the concept here. So wide receiver corner, I kind of run this play stock. Like I said, if the guy who you're running or playing against isn't, you know, he's not shading, he's not, you know, he's not just playing good man coverage, this play is going to decimate him. We're going to have something open always. I like to put my running back on a table, because if they want to go ahead and user the running back with their mug, and, you know, and they're not going to play him, I'll be able to literally, you know, snap throw that every single time. But you guys see here, I have corners, I got deep post. You know, if I have a decent tight end and they want to go ahead and mug here with the safety, I can attack with my tight end down the middle right here. You know, I mean, there's just so many, you know, routes we can do that are going to be wide open. We also have a drag here on the far side of the field coming to us. In this corner, even though this corner out here on the left, even though this DB has that outside stance on him, guys, we can just still throw this like more often than not. This is a great base play. Well, I know I'm calling it a base play. I'm making one adjustment with the table route just so that user has to stay underneath, where, you know, I'm going to have something open, dude. I'm very confident I'm going to have something open. Right there, I can't make a throw to save my life. But that corner, wide open. Post, if that user wants to stay underneath on the running back, post is going to be wide open. And I got 84 or 83 overall Evan Ingram. This dude is cheeks now, and he's still burning Derwin James. So just know you guys got options, man. Maserati here just absolutely torching his man assignment with the man assignment already shaded or standing outside. I'll go ahead and run an outside shade here. If you guys see they have that little notch over, just know, you know, you're probably going to be in better business with your tight end down the middle. So right here, we see that they outside shade, get our tight end down the middle, and listen, bro, we're moving down the field, man. We're in good hands. So Finally, against man coverage, I want to talk about cover 2-man because this can be a slept-on coverage. I feel like it's not as good this year. At least I haven't gone up against somebody who's a dog with it. It can be a really, really good defense depending on who you're playing. And for that, I like to run tight end whip. Now, why are we running whip? Well, we have the tight end whip, obviously, the zig, and we have these posts, which can be really, really good against man. So what I'm going to be doing for this setup, guys, I'll go ahead and just spy this guy because this A gap can literally come through every single time, and we're not going to talk about it. But cover 2-man, guys, all we're going to do is just drag our slot, put our running back here on the corner, and this is your play. I mean, I could make a video on this with bold, all caps, open every time, glitch play. It's phenomenal, man. It's phenomenal. Running back corner, like I said, we go get a little free form. That user or that DB, he can't do it. He can't do it. He's unwilling to make up and get this speed catch up on A-chain. Right here, tight end whip gets open. I mean, it's so damn good, dude. And the drag is so corny because the drag can literally run into the DB who is guarding the tight end whip, which can get the whip open, but it also gets the drag open. I mean, it's awesome. And then listen, the zones, the deep zones in this year's game are so laughable. In Game Boys, you could probably force and fit in this post. I mean, literally just, free form attack. What is up with, okay. I think I may have changed my passer settings, and I think that's why I look ass. At least that's what I'm going to say. But, yeah, these posts are disgusting. Assuming, like right there, they're not switch sticking, you can force it, you're probably going to be able to fit these in. So it's a good play, guys. I like it a lot. Again, this is against cover 2-man. So it's like we're not really facing that crazy pressure. So just keep this in mind. It's a good play against cover 2-man. I honestly think that's like everything, at least for this video. If you guys need more, let me know. I can always add more to this. I'm trying to make sure I have everything set. I do have some bunch plays already in the notebook that we can add to the next video. So if you guys want the bunch, man, let me know and I'll get on that for you. I thank you guys so much for watching. Just remember, dudes, I said it last year. If you are new to Madden, please try out U-Trips. That tight end on the line is going to help you pick up so many blitzes and it's going to make you a better player. So try it out, give it a go. Let me know what you guys think. Sorry if I sounded a little raspy in this video. Still recovering a little bit from a small cold. But boys, appreciate your support. Love you guys. If you have any questions or if there's a coverage that I just forgot about, please let me know. I can get that to you immediately in the comments or over in the Discord. Again, thank you guys for the support. Love you. And I hope you have a great week ahead. See you boys soon. Peace.